Welcome to Solutions Studio. This is a free series on C programming language. If you like these videos, please subscribe to follow along with this series. Also, please like and leave a comment and share the video to help spread this series. Hello and welcome to this episode, and in this episode we are reading back from a random access file. In the previous episodes we created and we also wrote into a random access file, and we got some data from the user and we wrote it to the random access file. Now we want to read it back from the random access file, and you will be able to see that what is the benefit of writing to a random access file instead of a sequential file. That benefit you will clearly be able to see when we are reading from this file. Now let's go and see the example that we have in here, the program that we have. Once again, we have created our file pointer. We are pointing into this random access file .dat that we had created in the previous episode, and we are trying to read from it. Then we have created an object of the records structure in here, and this object has been initialized with some default values for the members. Then the most important is this line of code, the fread function. Using the fread function, we are reading from this fpointer file. We are going to store into this read struct. So basically whatever that is going to be read from the fpointer file, it's going to be stored into this read struct object. And how many bytes do we want to read? We want to read the size of the read structure. Basically we want to read one record, and this is, as we have explained before, this value is usually used for arrays, but in here we're not using an array, so this value is going to be remaining as 1. Now the values that we read from the file, now we want to print them. We want to print the name from the read structure.name member, and we want to print the read.score. Let's go and run this program. And as you can see, we got the first name Elham and the score 100. And you can see in the sequential file, basically we are not reading this file, but we had entered these data into this random access file. The data was basically a replica from this sequential file in here, and it was put into the random access file in here. Now if this was a sequential file, if I wanted to read not the second record but rather the third record in here, it would have been very difficult for me because I wouldn't know how many bytes to skip. You can see that David in here, it's not specified how many bytes it will take or it has taken, and also the value of the integer, it's not specified how many bytes it will be taking. For Sam it will be 3 bytes, for David it will be 4 bytes, for another record it will be something else. So that's why sequential files are not good for holding records. Now using the random access file, we know that each one of those members, they have taken a specified amount of bytes, and using that logic, now we will be able to seek into the specific positions of that file. So in this file, in this random access file, we are going to seek into the second element or the second record that is available on that file. And where do we want to start? The seek set means to start from the beginning of the file and to skip 2 records of that file. Now after we have seek our cursor to the specific location on that file, we want to read once again. We will read into this read structure, and basically the same thing that we have done in here. And once again, we want to print it on the screen. Now let's go and run this program. And as you can see, in this second time, you can see that the name is Sam and the score is 300. We have skipped the David in here, and that was basically easy for us because we used a random access file instead of a sequential file. If this was a sequential file, we needed to know exactly how many characters have taken or how many bytes this first record has taken, how many bytes this second record has taken, so that we would be able to seek into the third record. But in the random access file, everything is structured, and all of the members, they are going to take the exact amount of bytes, and that's why it's easier to seek at specific locations of that file. And that's it for this episode. I hope this has been informative for you, and I would like to see you in the coming episodes. Stay tuned.